Hello and welcome to your Eastern Idaho planning briefing for Saturday, August 22nd. My name is Alex from the National Weather Service in Pocatello. Taking a look at your weather impact summary for the next couple of days. The poor air quality will continue to dominate the headlines at least through the weekend and most likely into early next week as well, as smoke from regional wildfires filters into Eastern Idaho. We'll also see some critical or near critical fire weather conditions across the central Idaho mountains and portions of the Snake Plains, specifically over the Arco Desert today, due to the combination of gusty winds and low relative humidity. And then a third story will be the return of moisture from the south, particularly by the time we get to Monday. We'll start to see some isolated thunderstorms develop, and we still think there is a chance for scattered thunderstorm activity on Tuesday, with isolated thunderstorms continuing into Wednesday. Your early morning satellite view shows is devoid of clouds over much of the Pacific Northwest. What it doesn't show is all the smoke that's in place across the area. And that's because of this ridge of high pressure here centered over the Great Basin, fostering south and southwest winds aloft, so it's bringing that smoke from California and Oregon over northern Nevada and into eastern Idaho. Another thing we see on the satellite image is an area of enhanced moisture over Southern California and just off of the Baja Peninsula. That moisture will work its way around the area of high pressure, work its way north through California later this weekend and early next week, and then eventually arriving here in eastern Idaho by Tuesday and Wednesday. Your colorful weather impact overview matrix today, trying to highlight all of the various hazards, including heat, reduced air quality, low relative humidity for fire weather concerns. Now the smoke will temper our high temperatures a bit. We'd likely be getting close to 100 degrees without the smoke. But with the smoke, the temperatures will be a couple of degrees lower, getting into the mid 90s for most valley areas through Monday. And that's still nearly 10 degrees above average for this time of year. With the thunderstorms moving in for Tuesday, we'll see a slight cool down in temperatures, but they'll still remain above average through midweek. Your Saturday morning air quality looks like this, and it looks pretty ugly with unhealthy for sensitive groups in the orange and healthy for everyone in the yellow, in the red, sorry. So that includes all of the Treasure Valley now, good portion of the eastern Magic Valley, and much of southeastern Idaho now in the unhealthy for everyone group. So certainly take steps if you can to limit your time outdoors. You see the smoke originating from Northern California. It's moving across Nevada and into Idaho. There is a hole on the map here across northern Nevada due to the lack of observations there. So talking about some fire weather concerns, we will see some low minimum relative humidity today, getting down into the single digits across the Arco Desert and even across some of the valleys in the central Idaho mountains, the Salmon Chalice National Forest. And we will see winds approaching critical values as well, particularly across the Arco Desert and for the mid and upper slopes in the Salmon Chalice National Forest. We'll see similar minimum relative humidity values tomorrow, but we'll take a few miles per hour off of the wind speeds. It'll still be breezy, however, but just not getting to critical levels. High temperatures today, getting into the 90s across the eastern Magic Valley, most of the Snake Plain, and valleys across the South Hills. See very similar highs for tomorrow, going back and forth. We'll nudge those highs up a couple of degrees on Sunday and keep them on the hot side for Monday. And here we go into Tuesday, starting to lower those high temperatures down by a couple of degrees. Minimum relative humidities will remain on the low side for Monday, but notice they have come up a couple of percentage points from Sunday as we start to bring in some of that moisture. And by the time we get to Tuesday, we have the entirety of East Idaho forecast to have minimum relative humidity above 15%, and that trend continues into Wednesday. Rainfall amount for Monday, we're not expecting any wetting rains at this point, so thunderstorms will be on the drier side. But we may start to mix in some wetter thunderstorm activity on Tuesday. There will be a chance for a few pockets of wetting rains, and if you're curious, wetting rains are a tenth of an inch or more in 24 hours. So again, to summarize, poor air quality continues this weekend and likely into early next week, if not longer, We'll see some critical or near critical fire weather conditions across the Arco Desert and some portions of the San Miguel National Forest today. It'll remain breezy tomorrow, but not quite to critical levels, with winds lighter still for Monday. Speaking of Monday, we'll begin to see a return of moisture, and that'll result in some isolated thunderstorms. Possible scattered thunderstorms for Tuesday, so we may have to contend with some fire weather headlines to account for that activity. That'll conclude the briefing for today. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, we welcome those with the phone number, email, social media channels you see here. Otherwise, please join us again Sunday. Thank you.